Okay, all right. Some of you who know me in real life are probably going to want an explanation, and there is none. Look at this Furby. I don't know what's going on. There's a pandemic outside. There's a revolution. We're all losing our minds, and for some reason, my coping mechanism is going to be customizing Furbies. So we're going to start by turning this bitch inside out. Because apparently, when you wash them, as I already did, you're not supposed to remove the faceplate. I removed the faceplate on this one, but it's fine because I painted it pink, which turned out to be a mistake later, but you'll see. I mean, well, I fixed it, I think. Anyway, so I took off the faceplate of this and I washed the Furbies. I had like a Furby soup going on and I let them dry out. And now we're gonna sew the faceplate back on because I guess the Furby needs a face. But yeah, so anyway, during a quarantine, I came across a video on Facebook of somebody making miniature doll stuff. And from there, that led to me watching doll customizing videos. And I was like, this is really cool, but I find dolls creepy. I could never do this. And then it came across Furby customizing. And for some reason, I was like, that's not creepy. I can do that one. And so, here we are. So this is kind of long. It's an hour because for some reason I decided let's make both the Griffin one and the Jackalope one. So that's what we're gonna do. But now we're gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle a lot trying to get this faceplate back on. Do not say anything about my sewing. I don't know how to sew. That's the other thing. Don't expect to learn anything here because I am fumbling my way through this. I am fumbling my way through video editing. I am fumbling my way through this riff track-esque commentary. We're doing the best we can. But yes, sew on that faceplate. I got some wine because I knew I was going to need wine to get through this. Got it from the Adirondack Winery. It's pretty good. So you need some wine when you're customizing old 90s toys, I guess. But yeah, this one's going to be a Griffin. You're going to see me going back and forth on these because I'm impatient. And so things had to dry on one, so I just start working on the other. And oh my god, did I struggle with this. I'm going to try to learn how to use a sewing machine, and we're going to see how that goes. I did injure myself making these. I got one injury. I thought I had it on camera. I probably do, but I couldn't find it. Like, I guess maybe I didn't have enough of a reaction, but it sure hurt. What had happened was there was some hot glue on the table, and I didn't see it, and I set my finger right in it, and there was a giant hot glue burn on my pinky. But that is the only injury I sustained, which is a miracle when you see some of the other stuff that I'm going to be doing. But first things first, let's get this face back on. And then there's me praying that this worked out. It didn't. Well, I mean, it mostly did. I fixed it kind of. The face would have been better if I'd never removed it at all, but this is the first Furby I took apart, and I didn't know. And I was like, well, we don't make mistakes, we make happy accidents, and we paint the faceplate. And if you're wondering what's wrong with it, I mean, it mostly looks fine, it's just that it's not totally correctly placed. I had to use hot glue later, which you're going to see me do on various occasions to kind of get things to sit right. There's its body. You can see I pre-painted the eyes, the eyelids pink, because I wanted this thing to be very pink. Which, in hindsight, I'm not sure was the best idea, and this is why. So when this is completely finished, to me, I was like, this kind of looks like a buzzard vulture face with all the pink, which wasn't what I was going for. I did add some stuff to it later that you we'll see in the photos at the end, but not in the video. I just added some dots to the face. I think that made it better. I wasn't completely satisfied with the eye chips. I still might replace them, but I haven't yet. Okay, so look, you see that line thing right there? That is how the fur is secured to Furbies. In order to defur a Furby, you have to okay, so there's a little bit of stitching at its ass. And then you unstitch it a little bit, and then you're gonna run into a really old yellow zip tie because these things is from the 90s. And then you have to carefully break this zip tie as best you can because it's on there tight. And that zip tie fits right into that little groove. And once you do that, the fur is really only attached by some spots of glue and a couple stitches at the top. That's all. But yeah, okay, so I was having trouble getting it back on, so I'm breaking apart some of the other seams at the bottom there. This did not want to sit right. I might eventually have to go back and re-zip tie them, but we'll see. I get them to sit well enough, and maybe it's best to leave them unzippered in case you want to do more. Just trying like hell to get that back on. Just sit right. And now I'm like, well, time for ears? Is that what's going on? Yes. And oh my god, did I have a time with this at first. Because, okay, you see there's a little hole in the plastic there. And what you gotta do is you gotta get it both through the fabric and through that hole. And there's an easy way to do this that I figured out later. But at first I was like, let's just go at this blindly. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. It's gotta be. And after a lot of frustration, I was like, let us kind of we'll put it in one end, and then we'll put it through the hole in the plastic, and then we slide that back on, and we kind of just put it through the other fabric, and it's we did it. That probably didn't make any sense, but there, see? I'm kind of doing it there, I think. Maybe, yes? Anyway, ears. This video is an hour long. Do you want to know how long this took me in real life? I was recording stuff for 5 hours. 5 hours! You just get the condensed version, which is for the best. I really wanted this to get down to half an hour, but that didn't happen. Might have if I just had the one Furby, but I was like, let's do 2 in this. We might as well start off doing too much. But yeah, not too much different yet. This is mostly getting it back together after it's been washed and prepared for customizing. These things are old. Most of them are from 98, I think. And they were kids' toys, so yeah, I got child grime on them. So what you do is you deskin them, and you put them in a little tub with some water and some detergent, and you make a Furby soup for a while, and they come out pretty clean. If there were any stains, I managed to get it out. See, there I am fixing up the faceplate with the glue. Definitely regret removing the faceplate. That was difficult. And then adding glue at some points kind of messed up some of the paint on it, but I got it to hide pretty well. I'm not totally satisfied with the Griffin. There's some things about it that I might go back and change. But hey, as I said, I am just kind of flying by the seat of my pants through this, and this is the first one I did. So hey, lesson learned. Shout out to those of you who have sent me Furbies. This one actually came from somebody too. And if you send me a Furby, I will pay for the shipping and I will trade you for some Pepper and Pals stuff. If you follow my bird stuff. If you have no idea what Pepper and Pals is, it's birds. It's my birds. I've got lots of birds. That's mostly what I do on the internet. And now for some reason I'm doing Furby things. I don't know. But anyway, I will give you an enamel pin of mango, an enamel pin of pepper, and some random stickers. It'll be like a trade for your old Furby. And I will make your Furby fabulous. Okay, you see these wings here? Look at this. Look at this. So those were white. And I was like, No. Pink. I had no dye. So what I did was I used food coloring, and it worked fairly well. I got him to basically be the pink I wanted, which I was really surprised by. I was like, there's no way this is gonna go good. But yeah. I used some white vinegar and some water and some pink food dye, and what do you know, it worked. I thought about sewing them on, but no. We're just gonna hot glue that. I'm gonna continue to do these things, so hopefully I get better at sewing and other crafting bits. If you have any suggestions, I'm willing to listen. Just be nice about it. You can tell me things about video too, like how you'd rather. I know that a lot of people tend to have it like overhead, and I wasn't entirely sure how to do that. I don't think my roommate was either. Maybe I can figure that out eventually. I mean, this is all right, right? I don't know. You let me know. If you have suggestions, I'll listen to them as long as you're polite. Glue and wings. I could not get the wings to stay up for the life of me. I'd come up with a solution later, but in the meantime, I kind of just like glued them to the ears, and it was like, it's good enough. Flip, flip, flip. Okay. Look. Now we're gonna be removing eye chips, and I made some mistakes. I read the instructions once and then never again. And turns out you might need to read the instructions until you understand them and remember them. And there's that glue stick in the fall there. There it goes. Yep. So anyway, removing Furby eye chips. In some ways, I kind of regret removing this one because, like I said, I'm not satisfied with the eye chips that I put in there. I'm probably going to redo them. I think it would have looked better if I had left the original eye chips in there, especially since I made the new eye chips also blue. But basically, to remove Furby eyes, you're going to take a glue stick, melt it up, stick it on there, and wait till it dries. And see, one of my errors was I just tried to yank it out right then and there. Turns out, you got to freeze the damn Furby for 30 minutes. And then they pop right out though, so. That was some nightmare fuel. Look at that. All right. So now that Furby is in the freezer, and we are moving on to the Jackalope Furby. So I'm getting him prepared for eye chip removal. Oh my god. It's not scary at all. Why did I think dolls were too creepy? I don't know. I still don't want to do doll customization. I still think that's scary. Anything that's like, it's too human, it's scary. Furbies though. Oh, look, and there's the Furby buddy. Okay, so I cut that apart. I'm going to be making that into a Taco Bell / Baja Blast Furby, a long one. Hopefully. We'll see if I don't die trying to figure out the sewing machine first. Okay. Now all the Furbies are in the freezer. That's a normal sentence. And so here are rabbit ears for the jackalope. I am pretty sure they were Judy Hopps ears, you know, from Zootopia. I think. They kind of look like it. Now the issue was, you see how like his fur is kind of marbled and stuff? The ears were just plain gray, and I thought about just leaving it, but I knew I couldn't. It was gonna bother me to shit. And so here we have fabric markers where I'm gonna attempt to at least make it look a little better. I think I did okay, surprisingly. I really didn't think it was gonna work out. I think I did okay. So I'm just gonna test it out on the headband part because I'm not gonna be using that for anything. tested out a whole bunch of colors, and I discovered that just doing it directly on the fabric, it seemed like it was too dark, too much. But then for some reason I was like, what if I just put it on my fingers? I don't know. So that's what I started doing. I would put it on my fingers and then I would rub on there, and I was like, well, that's about what I wanted. And so I did that for a while and made my hands a mess. God, also, okay, so don't say anything about my hands. I have birds, as I have previously mentioned. You may or may not know that, depending on where you're coming from and why you're watching this video. And my birds bite and scratch, and one of my nails there, I don't know if you'll be able to see it at all, like there's like literally like a hole in one of my nails from Queso, my Gende conure. So I know some people who do these like crafting videos always have their nails like manicured and they got like nice hands. That ain't ever gonna be me. It can't. Especially when I do shit like this. Then I just color my finger and rub it on the bunny ear. I did this with a few different colors, trying to get that same kind of like marbled gray brown look that the Furby's fur has. And I'm actually kind of happy with how that came out. I really debated whether or not I should even try, and I'm glad I did. And then I came up with this idea. Look at this. It's a little like eyeshadow applicator things, like the little spongy things that come in like eyeshadow palettes. I got a bunch of them because I know people, makeup artists, they usually use brushes to put eyeshadow on. I can't do that. I can't. No. I need me sponge. So I bought a whole bunch of them on Amazon, and now I'm using them to put fabric marker on the Furby ears. Apparently. Of course, that had to be done twice, because ears usually come in twos. Usually. Yeah. It's not perfect, but I think it was better than leaving it just the gray, right? Yeah, maybe. I think so. Woo. All right, now watch this. Okay, so it's been frozen for half an hour, right? Watch how much easier this is now. Ta-da! Woo, woo, woo. Holy crap, did that take some effort. I was so frustrated that those things wouldn't come out. Freezing though, and then suddenly it's fine. I don't know. I guess because it kind of shrinks a little bit. Okay, the eyes would not come out of the Furby buddy for nothing. I still need to get them out. Had some issues with this one too. This is the baby Furby. I think the eyes are out now. I think I got them out later. So I'm just gonna trace this. Save the right size for the eye chip. I'm pretty happy with how the Jackalope one came out. I think I'm happy with that one overall. It's really, there's some things about the Griffin that I think just need to be a little better, which I'll fix up at some point. Get out some colored pencils. And now we're gonna make some rabbit eyes. We're gonna try to. Okay, so these things, I don't remember what they're called. They're called like several different things online. I had a hell of a time finding them. And by the time I was making these, the ones I ordered online hadn't come in yet. So these are far too big. They're made of like epoxy, I think. So, but they're just little domes that you're supposed to use for like scrapbooking and stuff. But they were too big. So what I did, I guess I lost that footage. So I put them over it, and then I used scissors to cut them out where the actual eye was, so that cut off the extra epoxy. Of course, you know, you can't cut completely around with scissors, so now I'm using sandpaper to kind of just get them back into a circle shape. Okay, so I knew I wanted the Jackalope to have that little like ooh-woo face. And there was a girl on Tumblr who described how to do it, and she was like, it's easy. It wasn't easy. I mean, it was not a complicated procedure, but I had difficulties. First, there was getting the mouth off, which I figured out. I'm gonna pick up that the seam ripper. There's like a little steel rod that's kind of holding it all together, and once you push that out, it all just falls apart. Well, the mouth, just the mouth. But once that happened, I was able to do what I wanted to do, which is basically I wanted to make a little U shaped in the top of the mouth. Ooh, woo. There it is. See. Just take that little bar out, and suddenly the mouth is free. I had a hell of a time getting it back in. Don't worry though, you're just gonna see when I succeed. Not my struggles. Because that's how this is. Okay. So first I took a pen, and I marked like a little triangle in it. And that's gonna be where I dangerously cut with an X-Acto blade until I get that triangle of material out of there. Believe it or not, I didn't cut myself. I know. Amazing. Yeah, it's okay, I burn myself later, like I told you. Pretty dang bad burn. I was like, that's some degrees. I don't know what degree burn, but that's some degree. God, this took a while. This is what I mean by like, I guess it's not a complicated thing to do. There's not like there's many steps to it, but it sure took me a while to whittle down that beak. So much so that I'm pretty sure I stopped for a while and switched to something else because my hand was getting tired. All right, put those eye chips in. Oh, let's drop that one. Okay. Guess we're going in for a second attempt here on the baby Furby and probably the Furby Buddy. Furby Buddy still got his original eyes. We're gonna, supposedly, this method works for that too, but I don't know. We'll just have to try again. I love the Furby buddies. They always look so happy. They're probably my favorite of the Furbies. They look like they're just like head empty, no thoughts. And that's how I think we should all be sometimes. The ones I don't like are those 2005 Furbies. Those ones are horrifying. Don't send me none of those. I can do nothing for those. Alright, so I wanted these to look more like rabbit-like or kind of like deer eyes. So I wanted all of that extra white to be gone. So I'm painting over it with, I think I started with black, but I felt like that was too dark. So I went with a dark brown later. I hope you're enjoying the eyeless and skinned Furbies just staring at you. As I said, I don't know why I'm like the dolls is creepy. I can't do that. Let's do Furbies. Why? To make you ask questions. That's the only answer I have. And unfortunately, this is going to continue. This is my thing now. This was the quarantine hobby I picked up. Everyone who knows me is thrilled. I don't know. I think Furbies are cute. Mostly the Furby buddies. I have to admit, they're the cutest. Just cool look them up. They look so happy. See, I think it looks better without all the white. I think that's still a black, though. I go back in with a brown later, and I think that goes a little better. And give him little shinies in his eye, because there was some on the eye chip. It got kind of lost. So I was like, let's do it on top. So here we go. Back to getting that little triangle of plastic out. Did not cut myself. This time. Doing my best. I broke the X-Acto knife doing this. Ta-da! Finally. But of course, you know, that's not quite an ooh-woo, is it? It's like a V for voo-woo. So we're gonna take some sandpaper and make it into a uwu. I think I roughed up the entire beak just to make it kind of look similar. Sand it away. Ta-da! It's woo. Okay, so I could have attempted to make antlers myself, but why when they have antlers for cakes for some reason? Which is what these are. I don't know. Maybe people who hunt deers, they're like, you know what I want for my birthday? Deer cake. But not like a cake made of deer, like a cake that is cake but has deer features. Like this antler. Anyway, I got these things. You're supposed to stick them in a cake, but I'm going to stick them in a Furby. And I thought they looked kind of plain, so I was like, let me just dry brush on some brown and pretend that I'm artsy. I think they look better with the brown. And one done. Oh, no, wait. They were both done. Huh. You missed out on that. That's fine. Ta-da, antlers. Yay. Look at this. Look at this. Nope. Nope. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. We're going to figure that one out later. I mean, that's for another Furby video, but hey, look, watch this. Yay. We were able to get him out of this guy. So this baby Furby, he's going to be another project. If you follow me on Twitter, you might be able to guess what it is because I've listed a few of them that I'm going to do. That one's going to be an ice cream sundae Furby. So I'm looking forward to that. I like food-themed things. I like cute things. So we're going to combine that. And oh, here we go, putting together the mouth again. Okay, so they got like a weird tongue thing and it connected to something in the Furby. I don't know what. I don't know if I got it back on there right, but that's okay. I am probably not gonna put batteries in any of these, to be honest. They're just for display. I'm pretty sure some of them don't work anyway. Maybe someday I will learn more about electronics and I will see if I can get them to work. We'll see. Struggle with this one. But hey, you get to see the success. Okay, so now I'm taking some air dry clay and I'm going to start making a beak for the Griffin. Because it needed like a eagle, like a bird of prey beak instead of like a Furby beak. So I start making it, right? And I'm getting pretty far. And just wait till you see what happens. working so hard on this. Only for disaster to strike. You'll see. Oh, there it goes, see? I dropped it, and it went to Narnia. I don't think I ever found it. I don't know where that beak went. I had to start over. So, I mean, it wasn't like I got that far with it. I mean, I'm just squishing some clay. Anyway, I am okay with the beak that the Griffin has now, but I think if I could go back, I think I made it almost too close to an eagle or a hawk. It was too much like them. It's too narrow. It wasn't as cute anymore. I think if I could go back, I would make, which maybe I can. I mean, it's not like I can't rip that beak off of there and make it to a point where I'm satisfied with it. But I think I might make it a little fatter, a little shorter. So maybe it retains more of its cuteness. It started drying, so I had to get some water to, make it malleable again. But you see what I mean? How it's very narrow, which is more like a bird of prey beak. But I think in hindsight, it maybe just should have been a little stubbier, a little chubbier. And I think that would have fit better with the Furby face. Because, Furbies are they're like, it's like an owl cat. I don't know. It's cute. I think so. Ta-da! Let's give it some nostrils. Boop. Boop. Ta-da! Alright. So I think that's when I repainted with the brown. Don't know how much of a difference it made, but it made a difference to me. Now, we are going to make some fangs and some claws for our little buddies. I debated for a while if I wanted the jackalope to have fangs, because you can find like artwork and taxidermy and stuff with it where it does and it doesn't have fangs. And I was like, I want the fangs. I want them. So that's what I did. I made the Griffin talons black to kind of match, you know, like an eagle. Eagle talons. Oh, okay. I was like, what am I even showing off here? Okay, so the camera battery didn't last forever, so we had to stop for a while. And I only did a few things in between then, like I added little dots on the Jackalope's nose there, and I was like, chopstick! That'll make the wings stay up, and so now, Griffin's got a chopstick across its back. Yeah. And there's all the dried claws and teeths. Okay, so now we're moving on to making the eye chips for the Griffin. And this is actually my second attempt. I don't have the first attempt on here because I did not like them. I tried them with the colored pencils, and then I was like, let's do a watercolor instead. And it was better, but I'm still not quite happy with it. I did finally get the right eye pieces in, and I got some glitter and stuff, so maybe I'll try to make another one. Drawing in the pupils. And I was like, time for old paint. That looks really nasty. Look at that, look at that. It's okay, it still worked. Right? I mean, as long as it works. I made a mess. So that's some, that's actually eyeshadow. But I wanted some shimmer. You add some eye glistens, some, what do you call those, catch lights? The eye sparkles. The things. Reflectors. Ta-da! All right, we're gonna reskin this one. Close your eyes, Furby. Woo! He has his skin back. Now let's give him back some ears. You know what's funny is I feel like I was more satisfied with the Jackalope versus the Griffin one, but last I checked on both Twitter and Tumblr, the Griffin has more likes and reblogs, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm gonna work on it. I feel bad, little Griffin. I will get you up to where I feel you are just as good as the Jackalope, I swear. So I just kind of, it's got those little plastic thingies, right, that move the ears. So I put the ears on that, and then I stuck the antlers kind of into the ear hole too. Oh, we're going back to the eye chips on this one. So anyway, okay. So once again, what I have is too big, so I'm just gonna put those on there and cut them out. Doing these eyes should be a lot easier now that I actually have the right pieces, because these little epoxy things were actually really old too, so I feel like they might have been a little yellowed. I don't know. The ones I have now, they're very clear. I definitely, like, I'm gonna leave the Jackalope alone, but gosh, I'd really like the Griffin to have better eyes. So yep, we're just gonna cut it out. Same thing we do with the other one, we're just gonna cut it out to size and then sandpaper it down. And jam those eyes back in there. I kind of had to align them right so they didn't look, you know, cross-eyed or something. Get the eye shines right where they're supposed to be. Now let's glue on these talons and teeths. Well, there's 2 teeth. This is where I burned myself, and I thought I had it on camera. I must not have reacted very much because I could not catch it. There's just a point where there was no burn and then there was a burn. I was like, I really thought for how much that hurt, I would have done something a little bit more. But maybe not. Do you see what I mean about the face of it, where it kind of reminds me of like a vulture? What I did later was I added some kind of silvery spots to the face. You'll see in the final pictures. If you have any other ideas or suggestions, let me know and I'll take them into consideration. I feel bad because I do love the Griffin. I love all my Furbies. You know, as you do. But I do feel like I could have done better with the Griffin, and I really want to get it up to snuff. I could have sewn these two, but I was like, well, they're getting hot glued. And the Jackalope's got to have antlers, so let's get those in there. Now the Jackalope gets his dental appointments and manicure. We're so close to finished. But yeah, I'm gonna upload this to I think I have a channel saved under Cinniharpy, which is also my Twitter handle, so you can find me on there. I also recommend following my bird stuff, which is Pepper and Pals. You can find it on most social media. It's typically what people follow me for, but I do have my bird account, and then I got my personal account, and you know, the Furby stuff is obviously gonna stick to that account. The final step. Brush them bitches. Fluff them up. Also get rid of any extra little glue strands from the hot glue. Jackalope Furby's done. Some glue hanging off of them. Glue in a few spots, I guess. Okay. Give her a little bit of a brush up too. And done, mostly. You're gonna see, I put some face spots in the final pictures, but we'll see if I might change more later. But here's what we got for now. My roommate took these pictures, they came out pretty nice. Have a look. All right. And as we wrap up, thank you for watching. Follow me on the Twitters. Subscribe if you like. Give me some kindly suggestions. It's all good. And I'm sorry, but there will be more.